What's up, you guys? It's PokeGirl7 here, and in today's video I'm going to talk about all of the things that I hope to see in Pokemon Go in 2020 and really just in the future in general. In 2019, Pokemon Go released a bunch of new features and really cool things to do in the game, and I'm hoping they continue that trend this year. There's a bunch of things that I think would really improve the game. So today we're going to talk about all of the different ideas that I have. Some of them may be realistic, some of them may not be. I don't know. You can let me know in the comments down below what you think of all of my ideas, and you guys can let me know your ideas for this year as well. But before we get started, I just wanted to thank all of my Patreon members for the month of January. Thank you guys so much for your support as always. Your postcards are on their way, and I'm actually going to be making a New Year's video for you guys. I've been a little bit sick, so I've been putting off making this New Year's video, but I'm going to make like a 2019 recap video of everything that happened this past year. So if you want to see that, you can join my Patreon for that. Everybody can get access to that video on all tiers. But anyways, other than that, guys, I guess let's jump into all of my ideas for Pokemon Go in 2020. Okay guys, so my first idea is a pretty big one, but it's something that I would love to see in Pokemon Go. So I really want to have a breeding feature. So breeding is a huge part of my gameplay in the Pokemon main series game. You can breed Pokemon to increase IVs, or you can shiny hunt. We'll get into all of that a little bit later, but it's just really cool to be able to breed Pokemon, and I think it would be a huge feature to add to Pokemon Go. So basically in the main series game, there's different egg groups of which Pokemon can breed and which ones are compatible and which ones are not. So I think Niantic could really just use that same egg group compatibility list in Pokemon Go. So the same Pokemon that are compatible in the main series game are compatible in Pokemon Go. I think that would be great. But basically in the main series, whenever you get a female and a male Pokemon together, you can put them in the daycare. I'm not really sure if we would have an actual daycare in Pokemon Go. We would probably have some other way to do it. But basically you put these two Pokemon together and they make an egg, and the egg will be the species of the mother Pokemon. Unless you breed a Pokemon with a Ditto, then the species of that Pokemon that hatches will always be whatever Pokemon you bred with Ditto. So imagine if there was some way to breed Pokemon in Pokemon Go and you can hatch to increase the IVs of a Pokemon, or to shiny hunt. That's another thing. When you breed in the main series games, there's something called the Masuda method. Basically what the Masuda method is when you breed Pokemon from two different countries, they can actually increase the shiny odds. I think it goes from like 1 in 4,000 odds to 1 in 1,000 something odds. So it would be a little bit different in Pokemon Go. They would probably have to make the odds a little bit easier. Since it is a real world game, usually the shiny odds are better in Pokemon Go. But I would love to see a sort of Masuda method type of thing in the game. If you breed a Pokemon from Australia with a Pokemon from America, they will have increased shiny odds. You guys kind of see what I'm getting at? I really think this feature will encourage people to trade more in the game with people from other countries to get Pokemon that will increase their shiny odds. So I just think it's going to be a really cool feature overall for this game. I do think they will add breeding one day. I definitely see that in the future of Pokemon Go. Maybe not this year, or maybe it will happen this year. I don't know. But I think that Masuda method thing would be really cool. Like I said before, it would just be Pokemon from two different countries. Pretty much the same thing as the main series. So that would be really cool if they did that. I don't know if that's too far-fetched or not, but either way, I'm sure we can look forward to breeding at some point in the future. So now let's move on to the next feature I would like to see in Pokemon Go. So I really would like to see something new for AR+. We have seen a lot of really cool updates for AR+ in 2019, such as Ghost Snapshot or Buddy Adventure, but I really cannot wait for AR+ Occlusion. So basically what this is the Pokemon can go behind objects in AR mode instead of just being the top layer all the time. I'm going to show you guys an example right here. Basically, the Pikachu and the Eevee are able to go behind certain objects that they're supposed to go behind, and it's just super realistic. It's so much better than AR mode that we have right now. It'll actually feel more like an augmented reality game. Niantic actually has been working on this. This video is official from Niantic. They are going to release this in Pokemon Go eventually, but I'm just really hoping it's this year. I think that would be so cool. I don't know how ready they are to release something like this, but it would just be great to have a really realistic AR+ mode. They've done a really good job with Ghost Snapshot and Buddy Adventure, and I just think AR+ Occlusion would be kind of like the cherry on top to the AR+ stuff we have in Pokemon Go already. So we'll see what happens with that one. Okay, so the next feature I want to see in Pokemon Go is global trading. So I don't necessarily want it to be like a global trading system like we've had in the past with Pokemon main series. I would rather it be kind of like it is right now with PvP on your friends list. After you become ultra friends with someone, you can play a PvP battle with them from anywhere in the world. I would love to do that with trading. So after you become ultra friends, or maybe even best friends if Niantic wants to make it a little bit harder, I think it would be cool if you could trade globally no matter where you are. That would be really cool cool because a lot of us meet each other at meetups and at each other, and then we don't really get to interact anymore in person. So it would be really cool if we could do the trades just like we do with PvP. I don't really see what the problem would be with that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Would you rather keep trading just specifically for in-person interactions? Or do you think it's okay once you're ultra or best friends with someone? Just let me know what you think in the comments down below. Okay guys, so this next one is a pretty big one, and I've had some people kind of say they don't really like this idea, but I personally love it. Of course, it's my idea, but I really think it would be cool if we had some sort of raid schedule in the game. Basically, every area, maybe like in a 50-mile radius, can have a raid schedule for the day, so you know what every single raid is going to be. That way you can kind of plan around it. The way it is right now, honestly, especially in rural areas, like kind of where I live, there's not that many gyms. You'll see like a random egg pop up and you have to wait 45 minutes to see what it's going to be, and sometimes it's completely not what you wanted at all, and you feel like you just kind of wasted your time sitting around waiting for that raid, and then you got to wait forever for some more eggs to show up, and then you have to wait and see what those eggs are. It's just a lot of waiting time. So I think it would be really cool if we had some sort of raid schedule for each area. I would love if they could implement that somehow. And another thing, even if they can't do that, I would really like if we got rid of the raid eggs. I still think there should be like a raid timer before the raid actually starts. That way people can coordinate and get together before it's time to raid. But it would be cool if we could just see what the Pokemon's going to be. It would help us plan a lot more. There would be a lot less waiting around. I do know that waiting around is one thing that makes me not like the game as much, and especially for making video content. It may just be me. Maybe from a regular player's perspective it's not as bad, but just waiting around all the time for raids to start makes it really discouraging to even raid, especially in a rural area where there's not a lot of gyms anyways. Like with these party hat Pokemon raids that are going on right now, basically I tried to go find a party hat Pokemon raid and I'll see like a level 2 egg show up, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna wait for this. There might be like one egg in town, so I have to wait around for that egg, and then it ends up being a Fearow or something that I don't want. And I'm like, I waited all this time for that egg that wasn't even what I wanted. So do you guys kind of feel what I mean? I think it'd be cool to either have a raid schedule, which would be pretty intense, or at least just get rid of the raid eggs. Let us know what the raid boss is before the raid starts. I think that would help out so much. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on that one, because some people tell me that they don't really like this, but I personally think it would be great. Another thing that I would love to see in 2020 that's pretty simple is just some more limited research events. Do you guys remember like the Phoebus Research Day, Clamperl Research Day, Lotad Research Day? I would love to see more of that in 2020. I think those events are so much fun. I think the shiny odds for those field research Pokemon were like 1 in 20, 1 in 25 or something. It's a really fun shiny hunt to do. Basically, if you guys don't know what that event is, it's basically a 3-hour event for a special Pokemon, and every single Pokestop that you spin will have a field research task that rewards that special Pokemon, and the shiny odds are increased. So it's a really good shiny hunt. It's a really good grind for 3 hours. I always thought it was really fun, and I would like to see another one of those this year. I noticed all of them last year were water type themed, so maybe this year we'll get like a ghost type theme or a fire type theme or just something else. I think that would be awesome. The next feature I would like to see is just some more ways to get Poke Coins in the game. So my idea was that if you get a 7-day Pokestop streak or a 7-day catch streak, you get like maybe 50 Poke Coins or 100 Poke Coins. Just something for playing the game for a week straight. I think it would be cool if they rewarded you somehow, and a lot of people are free to play and don't really have the ability to buy Poke Coins. They can do the 50 Poke Coins a day in a gym, but I think it would still be cool to do the weekly reward. Niantic doesn't have to give it all away. I know they are a company and they have to make money, but I think maybe like 50 to 100 Poke Coins a week would be really cool, and it would be really helpful to all of the free-to-play trainers. So I think it's something that Niantic probably won't do, but it would be awesome if they did. But realistically, I don't think they're going to give away any more free Poke Coins. So this is kind of just like wishful thinking. It's probably not going to happen, but you never know. Okay, so we're kind of at the end of the list, but I wanted to talk about some locations that I would love to see some Pokemon Go events this year, such as Go Fest or Safari Zone. So the first place is Australia. So many people want a Safari Zone or Go Fest Australia. Everybody wants to travel there. It's a beautiful place. I will say right now is a really bad time because they are having a really hard time with the bushfires and everything. It seems like the whole continent's on fire right now, so obviously that would not be a very good idea for right now, but maybe in the fall or winter when it's a little bit cooler there, hopefully they have the fires under control pretty soon. It would be great to see an Australian Pokemon Go event. I think everyone would love that. They don't necessarily have to do Go Fest, maybe Safari Zone. I think that would spice it up a little bit. I've never been to a Safari Zone event, so I think I would really enjoy that. Okay, and next up we have Go Fest NYC or Los Angeles. So we've had Go Fest Chicago for 3 years in a row, and I've actually went to the last 2, and I think it would be cool if Niantic had a different Go Fest in the US. I know that they have licensing to have events in Chicago already, and it's probably really expensive, and it's probably a really lengthy process to get licensed to have events in big cities like that. But oh my goodness, could you guys imagine going somewhere different for Go Fest in the US? I think New York City, like Central Park, would be so cool. Central Park would be like the perfect place to have Go Fest. And also Los Angeles would be great too. I would love to see a cool Pokemon Go event over in California. It seems like LA and NYC are 2 really big places that people like to travel to, and I think a lot of people would actually attend those Go Fest events. But realistically, I do think we're going to keep seeing Go Fest in Chicago every year, because Chicago is kind of central in America. Everybody has to kind of travel the same amount of distance to get there, or at least it's like the fairest place to go. And like I said, they have the licensing already for it, so we might not ever see a Go Fest NYC or LA. But maybe they should do some other event there. I think that would be awesome. I love New York City. I would like to go back, and I think a lot of people would be pleased with this. Okay guys, and that's pretty much all of my ideas for 2020, or just the future of Pokemon Go in general. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of all of my ideas, and let me know what your ideas are as well. And guys, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and close off this video right here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure you smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel to join my Gengar gang, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!